that one just kind of...
That's another. This one's He's riding my knuckles. That said, we're still getting the fire going, so we do not have the right kind of smoke. Alright, so today we're smoking some bacon, some jerky, and some ribs. I've already cured and cleaned the bacon, so let's go ahead and get that on the grill. This is going to sit in here for about 6 hours, get a nice smoky flavor to it. Right now we're using primarily mesquite to smoke it.
What are our flavors?
Next up, we're going to be loading our jerky that's been marinating for almost a week. The longer it marinates, the more flavor soaks in. Some people go as low as 24 hours. I like to do at least 3 days. Today we've got a teriyaki, a black pepper, a curry, and a balsamic vinegar. If you've never used a smoker this big, the smoke is insane. Breathing is purely optional right now. Now I'm loading up our teriyaki. Some people will tell you to rinse the marinade off, otherwise your jerky will get too salty. I like to leave my marinade on because it leaves me a tender, more juicy jerky. This cut here, I found a eye of round whole roast, sliced it up myself. You want the leanest meat you can find. Eye of round is usually a terrible cut of meat for anything else, but when you smoke it long like this, it comes out tender, flavorful, and makes the best jerky. You might also use a sirloin or a chuck roast. They're also fairly tender cuts of meat once cooked long term, but they tend to have a little too much fat. Next up, we're loading our curry jerky. You notice this nice yellow color? That's from the turmeric used in the curry mix that I make. Unfortunately, I can't share the recipe for our curry jerky right now. It's one of our proprietary blends. Yeah, some of this even looks angry. If I remember right, this was our chuck roast. I may have to get a ventilator for the future if I'm going to be talking while this thing is open.
I know.
I love that feature. Anyway, next up we're going to load our black pepper. Marinade for this was a simple salt, Worcestershire sauce, ground black pepper. I add a little garlic. I like a little vinegar in mine. Vinegar helps tenderize the meat. The longer you have vinegar in the meat, the longer the more tender the meat becomes. The vinegar partially cooks the meat, gives it a little more acidity. I like it because it comes out a more tender cut of jerky. I like my jerky tender. I guess that kind of goes against the name, being jerky, but everyone has their own way. You can easily leave vinegar out if you want a more bitey piece of jerky. I forgot to bring my pepper grinder today, otherwise I'd grind some fresh black pepper on this once I finish loading it, give it a little extra kick.
Hang on a second, I need to keep loading, but... Okay. You can keep talking now if you need to.
Now we're going to load up our last batch, our balsamic sweet. This is a proprietary blend made with balsamic vinegar and a few other ingredients to give it that extra flavor. I have quite a few customers who absolutely love it. of the cuts of jerky I make, this one tends to be the most tender because, as I said, it's a balsamic vinegar flavor, and vinegar helps tenderize the meat.
Stop it before.
That's everything.
Hang on. Alright.
That happened. Alright, our last bit of cooking today, we've got some spare ribs. We've got these cut St. Louis style. I've got my rub right here. Made it myself. It's a mix of brown sugar, salt, pepper, garlic, and several other seasonings. You want to spread it fairly evenly on your ribs. Some people remove this membrane on this edge, this side here. I don't care to do that today. It'll smoke up, add some flavor, add some texture. By the time these are cooked, they should be falling right off the bone. But you want to spread your rub liberally on both sides. Normally I'd let this sit about 15-20 minutes, let the rub set. Normally I'd also have some yellow mustard to help the rub stick in a little easier, but didn't bring that today, so this is what we're getting. So now that we've had these ribs sitting here about 10 minutes, it's time to put these on the grill. As you can see, we've got a roaring fire and plenty of smoke. Alright, it's been about an hour since we put the ribs on. Time to add some moisture. Here we've got a mixture about 1/4 apple cider vinegar, 3/4 water. Every half hour from now on, we're going to be coming out here spraying down our meat. Help keep it moist, help keep it from drying out too much. See you again in another half hour. Alright, it's been a while since we've put any of our ribs on film. The jerky's already gone in. It's ready to be packaged and resold. We have our ribs for tonight. They're not quite ready, but they have smoked long enough. So we're going to pull these out. We're going to wrap them in some foil. And then we are going to let them finish. When you're wrapping your ribs, you want to make sure to wrap them tightly. I'm going to be adding a few more layers of foil to this. Normally this is where I'd take some bacon grease, brush it on, give it a little extra flavor, and then we're going to let it go ahead and smoke for about 2 to 3 more hours to tenderize, and from there, let it rest, cut it up, have a good dinner. Alright, it's everybody's second favorite time of barbecue day. Time to pull the meat off the barbecue. With that, the monster's done. We're going to take this in, let it rest for about a half an hour, and then we're going to carve it up and eat.